母の地の産物といえば奴隷ぐらいのものだからな。
Top 10 anime moments where the story shocked everyone. Twists and turns in stories can do wonders when done right, especially in anime. There are several instances where the audience had their breath stolen because of what was going on. We are talking about the top 10 anime moments where the story shocked everyone, just broke the internet. Well then, shall we begin? Though be cautious, from here on out, it's a battle royale of spoilers. Number 10. Emma and Norman discover the truth about the orphanage. A couple of minutes into the first episode of The Promised Neverland, you'll find a heartwarming story of a bunch of kids living at an orphanage. They play together, eat together, study, and simply have fun. All in all, the atmosphere is like a family. Little do they know about the dark reality behind it. One day, when one of their fellow named Connie gets adopted, Norman and Emma run to the gate in order to give her favorite doll that she had accidentally left behind. However, there they see something that quite literally scares the living daylights out of them. It's Connie's dead body. She has been taken away as food for monster-like creatures. Number 9. Koro Sensei wasn't the one who blew up the moon. At the very beginning of the assassination classroom, it was revealed that a tentacle-like creature who calls himself Koro Sensei blew up the moon, and if the class he is about to tutor doesn't find a way to kill him within a year, he will definitely do the same to Earth and blow it up too. From there on out, the man continues to help the kids see their potential, teach them about life, help them overcome physical and mental challenges, just like any genuinely respectable teacher would. You'd wonder why a man of his caliber would do such a thing to the moon, but as the series went on, we forgot about it. We forgot that most of the moon was no more. Then, as the second half of the second season kicked off, it was revealed that the moon was destroyed by a rat which was infused with antimatter. Since Kuro-sensei is also infused with it, it's about time that the Earth meets the same end. The time limit was 1 year. Before long, the time will be up. And you guys know the rest. Number 8. They were already dead. The Grave of the Fireflies is a film that both begins and ends with tragedy. In the opening scene of the film, we see a young boy dying of starvation in the final few days of the Second World War. Then, a story of two siblings, an older brother and a younger sister begins. How they survived this war-trodden world, their everyday struggles, and a visual portrayal of how hard life was back in those days. Unfortunately, the younger sister died of starvation moments before her brother was done preparing her brother's meal. The older brother, named Seita, burned her body and started carrying her ashes in a tin can along with a picture of his late father. Sadly, in the climax of the movie, we see the same scene, Seita dying of starvation on the train station. The movie was depressing, yet excellent throughout.
遅いからおやすみ。
お前を信じろ。俺が信じるお前でもない。お前が信じる俺でもない。お前が信じるお前を信じろ。
Number 7. The death of a protagonist. In anime, particularly in shonen anime, it is a given that the main character would somehow manage to get through most any kind of impossible situation. Whether you want to call it plot armor is entirely up to you, but you can't deny how it's always the case. But Gurren Lagann quite harshly subverted our expectations, as he told his sworn brother Simon to believe in Kamina that believes in him. Kamina took his final breath. He couldn't survive the impact of battle they had just went through. That's why his death hit so hard. It felt so real yet unbelievable.
アバよ、ダチコ。
兄貴兄貴
Number 6. Askeladd's final scheme. First portrayed as the antagonist, Askeladd gradually grew on us. He was an extraordinarily written character in many aspects of the word. In fact, he was more of a protagonist than Thorfinn himself. He was this close to seeing his grand plan succeed, but the king's blatant ridicule of his people got to him. It was too much to bear. He would rather choose death than let this ogre speak ill of his own people. And so, Askeladd improved. He beheaded the king and then orchestrated his own death. Not just that, with his last words, he also laid down the seeds for Thorfinn's eventual rise to becoming a true warrior. Talk about one legendary episode.
トールスのこのお前が行け。それがお前の本当の戦いだ。雷蔵殿はご無事です。
Number 5. Raizo is safe.
そうか、無事か。よかった。
When Sanji and the others reached the mystical island Zou, they came across a rather sad scene. The residents of Zou, the Mink tribe, was ridiculed and tormented by the beast pirates just because they didn't tell them the whereabouts of some ninja named Raizo. Of course, since no Mink knew about the guy, they repeatedly told the pirates that they know nothing, and yet they were subjected to poison gas and left to die. Fortunately, Chopper helped them recover. But then, when Luffy and the others also arrived, it was about time that the Minks see Kinemon and Kanjuro, who were looking for their friend Raizo. The Straw Hats tried their best to keep them from meeting, considering how it's Raizo's fault that they almost got wiped out. But when Kinemon came across their leader, the Dog Storm and the Cat Viper, both of them bowed and wholeheartedly revealed that Raizo is safe. This is amongst the many twists in One Piece that had fans jumping out of their seats. The reaction of the Straw Hats was worth diamonds.
何が滅ぼうとも敵に仲間は振らんぜよ。
Now guys, before we move on, I have a quick question. Which of these shocking reveals or plot points did you predict beforehand? Share your genius in the comment section down below. Also, like and subscribe, it's always appreciated. Well then, let's get back to the list.
おいらの可愛いミーティーだよ。
Number 4. Death or loss of one's humanity.
深海6層の呪いで生き残るとこうなるんだ。
Made in Abyss is apparently cute but fundamentally astonishing series that gets darker as it goes on. To put it simply, Made in Abyss is like a journey to the land of no return. You can go deeper and deeper, but if you ever try to ascend, the curse of the Abyss won't let you leave alone. It'll destroy you beyond recognition. Sadly, some sadistic individuals use kids and forcibly make them experience the curse of the Abyss. Nanachi and Midi were the only two who survived, but because of the curse of the Abyss, Midi became almost impossible to kill. She is stuck living in a disorientated, eluded body for all eternity. Her dear friend Nanachi wants nothing but to kill her, to give her a peaceful death and not let her continue experiencing any more suffering. Guys, this is one of those storylines where even the grown men cry. Number 3. Itachi's reason. Sasuke spent his entire childhood and teenage years chasing after Itachi. He wanted nothing more but to kill Itachi and avenge his clan. The first time he was naive, and so he got his ass handed to him. The next time, he conspired with Orochimaru to get stronger, and finally the time came when the brothers confronted each other yet again. Sasuke was strong, but wasn't strong enough to beat Itachi. He still didn't have the same eyes as his brother. Still, Itachi let him win and died with a smile. Sasuke was confused. What happened? Then came Madara, or should I say Obito Uchiha. He explained how it was Danzo who conspired and manipulated Itachi into massacring his own clan. Itachi simply had to choose between yet another war or simply erasing the Uchiha from causing trouble. Sasuke now had the same eyes as his brother.
許せ、サスケ。これで最後だ。
Number 2. Griffith's betrayal. The Golden Age arc has always been praised as the absolute best of the best the manga medium has to offer, and for plenty of legitimate reasons too. The story is solid throughout, but it's the genuinely overwhelming climax that seals the deal for many fans. Griffith was making great strides, but then everything started going wrong. Guts went his separate way, he himself was caught sleeping with the princess and was then subject to endless amounts of torture for almost a year. The band of the Hawk ultimately came together to get their leader back, but it wasn't the same anymore. Griffith wasn't the same anymore. He chose to sacrifice all of his friends, everyone, just for the sake of getting power. He did it right in front of them. The eclipse. It's where Guts' reality became darker than any nightmare. I'd say if we talk about the manga counterpart of this arc, this writing definitely takes the number 1 spot, at least on this list. But since we're talking about anime, another spectacular instant takes the cake.
Okay. 俺が開ける。
ちょっと待ってよ。
Number 1. Humanity Beyond the Walls.
親父は俺に何を見せたかったんでしょうか。
It took many humongous sacrifices before Eren finally got back to his basement, and now it is where he'll find the truth his dad so desperately wanted him to know. Once inside, Eren and the others came across the reality that exists beyond the walls. How civilization never perished, how the titans that continuously ravage their lands are persecuted Eledians, and everything his father suffered before coming to paradise. Eren and the others learn of the truth. Will they ever be able to have their freedom? The Reiner and Bertolt reveal was incredible, but this basement scene and the episodes that follow, they make for a truly legendary season finale.
向こうにいる敵全部殺せば俺たち自由になれるのか
That's all, folks. Hopefully you weren't spoiled too hard. Now, before you go, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments down below. Press that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and leave a comment saying I subscribed and I'll personally reply to your comment. And as always, don't forget to answer my question from before. Well then, I'll see you guys on my next video.